So now we have left with the remaining four topics which I need to give you an overview of. So first, I'll tell you about MFS. Okay. So what is MFS, material flow system? Okay. Now, we cannot demonstrate because it's an interface. It requires some activation of some interfaces. But I'll explain you what it is and how it is used. So basically, it's used for automatic storage and retrieval systems. So here in this automatic storage and retrieval systems, we have material moving from this conveyor, and then it will go up into these racks and it will get stored into a bin. So basically, there are two types of I would say MFS is where this entire area, where this pallet is going, and then through automatic resources, cranes, stacker cranes, and other types of resources, conveyors, they are taken and stored into the bin. So in this type of storage types, it's totally automated. There is no human operation here. Okay. So for example, this one, it goes in through conveyor and then it gets stored into an appropriate location. Same way, while removing the stock, system automatically determines a bin, like through a strategy, and then the bin, the pallet is taken from the bin through conveyor, and then it goes out to the GI zone. So like this pallet is coming out of this rack. These automatic systems, they work through sensors, okay, and sometimes they have their own software. Okay, so if they have their own software, so for example, let's take example of Thyssen Group. They have their own automatic storage retrieval system. They have their own software, and let's say this is a GR area. Let's talk about inbound, how this area can be managed. Let's say this is a GR area, and then from here the conveyor starts. Okay, so this conveyor goes from here to an area, and then in this area it gets vertically distributed, and then there is a rack storage over here. So now the pallet comes here, and then when it reaches this point, it is being told that the bin is here. So it realizes the bin is here, then this pallet is taken to this area, and then there is a stacker crane which moves. There's a resource which moves up and down here. It will take the pallet from here and put it into the final bin. Okay, similar kind of setup we'll have on the outbound. The pallet should be taken to a staging area and then to the GI zone, to a intermediate area. Okay, so now let's leave automation for some time. If the pallet is supposed to take from GR area to this bin, this conveyor is nothing but a resource. Like we use forklift, this conveyor is a resource. The conveyor will move the pallet from here to here and then from here to here. It is simple LOSC, right? So this is, let's say, WY1. Let's say the area that we have created, and this is 80. Okay, no other setup is required. Now, what will happen here? You can decide whether this area, okay, if it's automated. Okay, so we have done the LOSC config without MFS. We can still work, but there will be manual steps involved. So let's say this area, this entire area, if at all we are going with automation, this entire area will be managed through MFS. For example, material flow system. For example, there are two options we have for this ASRS, automatic storage and retrieval. One, we use SAP MFS, or we use a black box kind of a setup. Black box means you take the product here to this bin in LOSC. The next task that is created, the task is sent via IDOC to the third-party system, and the third-party system will place the material into the bin, and they'll confirm us back in SAP that the put away is completed. So in black box, we use IDOC. So now the problem with IDOC is, this system is totally managed by the, let's say, I give you an example of Thyssen Group automatic retrieval system. So they have their own software. So based on IDOC, we give the task details, take the product to this bin. So that IDOC, they will map it in their system. They'll take the part, they read the message, they'll activate the sensors, and then they'll activate this resource to go here, pick the part from here, and then it will be directed to move to this bin. So, and once this bin is done, their software will send a message which will get converted into IDOC into SAP, and the task will be confirmed. So, black box is basically, the whole responsibility of this area is outside SAP, and it's a external software. We see a black box kind of a setup where third party, is using their own software. There are several reasons for that. One, you know, since these are automated systems, their software can talk better with them. There are sensors here. As soon as the pallet comes here, the sensor has to send signal, to move it to an appropriate bin. Once it reaches here, sensor has to send a signal to this, this resource to take the pallet from here and put it into this bin. Okay. So this limit switches, sensors, whatever signals have to be sent, their software can be better. Or what we have here is PLCs. These sensors and limit switches are controlled through PLC, and PLC has its own, kind of a program. So now basically what we do is between SAP and PLC, there is a third party in case of black box. But when we talk about MFS, what SAP has done, it says, we will manage this area. We will directly talk to PLCs. Okay. So there is coding required on PLCs, but we don't need, we are not using any other software. We're using SAP software. So SAP is going to send, so in black box, we send message to the external system, and then they communicate with PLC. Here, MFS, there'll be no IDOC. MFS will send something called as telegram, and then that telegram directly goes to PLC. I'll show you a telegram. It's like a very short message, just one line of message. It just tells, this is the handling, take it from this bin to that bin. Then on the PLC, that message has to be broken down and, accordingly has to be read, and accordingly movement has to be carried out in the system. And then once the put away is done, again a telegram will be created, and then the message goes to SAP. Now this MFS projects are less because the third party systems, who is installing this area, they always have their own softwares, and they kind of market them, like they may give it for them. Also communicating with their PLCs with telegram will be a big project. So they market their own software, they sell it for free for 10 years, 20 years, and then, along with the support for the system. So, and Telegram, okay, this requires a lot of specialization. Telegram and MFS has reached some level, but it still requires some specialization. What happens, in case when we are using Telegrams, MFS, there are many things we need to think about. So if you're working in an MFS project, I would say, you'll not be working on anything. You'll be only working on this interface. It's a very big interface. And basically, it's all together an independent module itself. So this, most of you are from UK. I haven't heard any major implementation in UK for MFS. I know one in BMW in their Germany plant, they use MFS. Asian Paints in India has a very good MFS implementation. So, but yeah, there are few and far many. They're growing, but yeah, the rate is less. The rate is slow. So here, if you by chance you end up in an MFS project, mostly black box, but 90% I will be black box. But if you end up in an MFS project, then our aim would be to configure the LOSC. Okay, something what we have already done. And then these telegram messages will be sent. We have to do the testing, whether all the telegrams have been sent, and then when the telegrams comes back, whether the task is confirmed. If you frankly ask, this is the only role of a EWM consultant. But depending on your level of involvement, there will be a lot of exception scenarios here. What happens if this fails? This conveyor fails. What happens if the pallet is stuck? What happens if there's a breakdown here? What happens if the conveyor is down, this stacker crane is down? Okay, what happens if the telegram message didn't come through, the interface failed. Okay, so all types of interface related, you guys might have worked with any interface. So all type of interface related, you have to interface related problems you'll face, and you'll have to work and resolve them one by one. So for setting up MFS, we need activation of, basically there is something called as TCP IP setup. And for MFS, if I have it in some other warehouse, a telegram message I can show you. It requires some development to activate that interface. We need a RFC communication with the TCP IP protocol. There are different ways to communicate. There is something called as ABAP push channel, which SAP has recently introduced. I mean, it's not recently, it has been 4-5 years. Prior to that, we used to use something called as plant connectivity SAP add-on to connect. There are a lot of technical bits here. We don't need to go into more detail there. But there you can see we had something called as Telegram. How a Telegram looks like. To show you that, if there are any telegrams in any warehouse, I'm just randomly selecting somewhere. So we tried creating some telegrams, but yeah, due to interface, while we were setting up the system, due to this interface settings, we couldn't manage in the system. But yeah, I think, let me see, we simulated in debugging just to show you how a telegram looks like. That for some of the warehouses. We show this warehouse, and now it seems they have been getting that interface is no more working. Let's see if I can find it one time. See, the message looks something like this. These are different types of messages that this is a warehouse creation, WTCC. You tell the system a warehouse is created, a warehouse task is created. They confirm back, saying that the warehouse task is confirmed, and it's just a line of code, depending on how the interface has been set up. I think this is a perfect example. So this is how a telegram looks like. So it is sent to a conveyor from EWM, and at which point, and then what is the handling unit, from where to where it is going. There are messages like live message, where it keeps on checking whether there is communication with that system or not. So then whenever we send any message to PLC, we get an acknowledge message. So the A ones are the acknowledgements that we get from them. This is a PLC emulator. This is a kind of a software we have on our system when we are testing PLCs. So for example, your MFS system will take a while to be ready. This requires installation, then the PLCs will be set up. But our SAP projects, they start early. So they give us a simulation of their PLC system, where we send the message and then we simulate how the message will be sent from their system. So without the actual PLC, something called as PLC emulator, we can test how the messages can be built up into the system. So this is MFS. And when we talk about IDOCs, okay, so for IDOCs, we need to have, there are two types of IDOCs in the system. Basically, we have WHS code, the different message types of the IDOCs that we use. Yeah. So WMTORD, this is the IDOC which will be sent from system whenever the task is created. So it will have details like this. What is the warehouse? What is the order number? And what is the task details? So if it is a third party, we would give the task details, pallet quantity, the from which pin to which pin it has to be taken, what is the handling unit number. So all the task details are sent via IDOC to the third party system. So this, I think WM, SCWM, WM star, we can see. So you can see the SCWM one. These are the different message types that can be used. So for creation, WM TOD is used whenever it is confirmed. TOCO is used. If at all there is a handling unit movement, this can be used. I don't know about this. These are related to some other functionalities. And this is if you want to block the bins. And this is for any cancellation for TO. If a TO has been created, has been confirmed. So if you want to reverse it, or if you have cancelled a transfer order which is already being sent, so this is the cancellation message, it goes on SCB. So these are the message types which your technical team will configure. And again, if you're using black box, the efforts involved will be less. From our side, testing efforts involved will be less because most of the exceptions that team will take care of. So, if they have, instead of this bin, they have placed into this bin, they will give us that updated message that we placed it into this. Most of the time, this whole area is one bin. We are not interested in the black box system. It's not capable to tell us which bin it placed. It would just tell us that it placed into a bin. So entire storage type becomes one bin. We just create a bin called black box, for example. And then, once we move it from this bin to this bin, we just, in the system, we just see one bin, but detailed racks are in the system managed by the third party. So are we clear on MFS?
Yes, this black box, it will be something third party warehouse if we forget about because they will hold the detail, right?
Yeah, it can be warehouse, it can be storage type. So
that's what I mean. But the detail will be held with the third party, the location, exact location.
And then, when we talk about interfaces, they also have to, so same like third party warehouses, they also have to send us reports, what stock is there in which bin. So there has to be, some reports expected from them where they will tell us which bin, and how many tasks they confirm, details of those tasks and all those information. Any reports we need, we are dependent on them. Any other questions on this topic, MFS or black box? An interface, and yeah, I told you to the project, yes, you have to do all things that you've done so far, LOSC, bins, strategies. But yeah, depending on the interface, things will be automated where you have to do some testing. For the question, then let's talk about kits. So what is kit? Kits is basically, a typical example is, any material in automobile, they use a lot of kits. So instead of getting one material, you order the entire kit or assembly. For example, brake, you don't get, the brake liners separate, shoes separate. You get a brake assembly, which is a kind of a kit. For the tools, you don't get a spanner separately or a wrench separately. You get a entire tool kit. So basically, EWM stores kits. See, kits are not new with EWM. They have been used with SD, with IM since long. And what EWM offers here, you can work with kits. It's just supporting, like it supports batch managed and serialized managed products. It also supports storage and issue of. So two types: one, kit to order, to stock. So kit to order is basically it comes, basically this is mostly seen because you get kits. Now we need to understand, we have kits in our warehouses. Okay, if we have kit to stock, for example, we make kits and store them into our warehouse. Okay, then as and when we need, we'll pick the kit and we'll goods issue to customers. Okay, so here, if a part is always supposed to be supplied in kit, we may prepare the kit as part of the production process itself and store it into the warehouse. In case of kit to order, we don't. So for example, take an example of toolkit. We may sell spanners separately, wrench separately, and there is another toolkit which a person can buy. So if I am a customer, I'm raising an order. If I only want to have a spanner, then basically I can just get one material. But I want to have an option to go with the entire toolkit. I can get toolkit, and then based on my order, the kit will be prepared. So kit to order is basically, you don't store material in kits. You store them individually into the warehouse, and as and when the requirement comes, you pick the material, you pack it, pick the material together, you pack it, and you prepare kit, and then you send it to the customer. So here also, when we say kit to order, kit to stock, basically we work with, what are these standard setup that we have seen so far? What are we going to work with? We are going to work with work centers because there is going to be.
Hey, ZaranTech now offers SAP corporate training. That's right. Train your workforce in SAP with our comprehensive program. We offer customized courses, certified trainers, and hands-on labs for both individuals and businesses. Our standout features? Bespoke training, fully configured servers for practice, in-house materials, and a dedicated LMS. Plus, get session recordings and 24/7 support. From functional to technical modules, we have got it all. Choose ZaranTech for SAP training and watch your team excel. Learn, upskill, succeed with ZaranTech.
Let's talk about kit to order, which integrates with sales. Yeah, kit to stock integrates with production. So when we are preparing, you can create a separate production order for kitting itself, where you consume the parts and you make the kit, okay, and you store them into the warehouse. So kit to stock is basically integrated with production, where you supply the parts and then you prepare kit and then you store it. They can be a kitting kind of a production process also. Kit to order, it is fairly easy to demonstrate or test in the system. So let's see kit to order in system. So what are the functionalities that we have already used? See here, work centers, because in kit to order, we are going to pick the parts, individually prepare them into a kit. So we'll see how a kit is prepared in kit to stock. It is just prepared and stored into the bin. Okay, the kit is stored into the bin. So we'll see how a kit looks like in EWM. Okay, that's the main idea. So for example, if we have a work, we'll use work centers. We use PUSC. Okay, because you're going to take the parts to work center, you're going to pack it in PUSC. We have done that, right? Then we're going to use all the setup of PUSC, like determination of a kitting area, kitting bin. You're going to set it up as an intermediate step, and you have to determine the work center for that kitting work center for that intermediate step. And once that step gets completed, your next task to take it to staging area should be generated. So there will be minor changes here in the work center, where you will, like we have seen work center, the work center for type deconsolidation. There is a work center with type packing. There will be a work center with type kitting also. So we'll see that work center and use that. So what happens when we use this work center for kitting? We get an option there to prepare kit. In the normal work center, we get option for printing, packing. In addition to those options, option to prepare a kit. So basically for kit to order, let's say, or in kit to stock as well, it a lot depends on your ERP system. Okay. So EWM system. So basically, when we say kits, it is some sort of a BOM is used. Yeah. So some sort of BOM has to be used, right? It should tell the system, that this is the finished product, this is the kit, and these are the components, right? So where is that BOM stored? Okay, the BOM is stored in sales BOM in ERP. EWM doesn't store any BOM details. We have to get that from ERP. The same, BOM will be used. A production BOM will be used. Similar to that, a kitting BOM will be used in ERP for kit to order, but EWM will not store any BOM information. We have to get it from ERP, which products are supposed to be packed and what kit has to be. So in kit to order, so sales BOM, what it does, when you create a sale order for toolkit, it will add the other components. It will determine that this. So the moment, let's say I've called my sales team. I got a call from my sales team. Got a call, and then they got a call for raising an order for toolkit. They created an order for 10 toolkits. So as soon as they created the order, the sales BOM, like how the BOM explodes in the purchase order or in production order, the sales BOM will explode, and those components of that order will get the component of that toolkit will get added into the sale order, and then that relationship is then forwarded to outbound delivery and then to EWM. And EWM recognizes that relationship, that this is header, this is item, okay, and then it basically helps in preparing kit. So here BOM is important, and then delivery item categories are important. So we will see that in system. So EWM should be able to recognize that this is a header material, this is a child material, and then when you are preparing kit, header material should be created. So delivery item categories will play a very important role. Okay, so delivery item categories which comes from from the sale order or during the determination with the kit to stock. Okay, so for us the ERP item category should be perfectly determined. Okay, and they will be mapped to EWM like we do it standard. If you use the standard item category, they'll be already mapped. So we see this item category, we'll see this BOM, and we'll see how kits are generated. So apart from the existing process that we see, most of the things are in ERP. We'll see the new addition that we're going to see is how kit looks like in how it is prepared in a work center. Okay. Then while we are going to explore kit, okay, we will also understand what is VAS, value added service. So value added service is basically is any service, I would say any process that we do in a work center. For example, packing, labeling, kitting. Kitting is also value added service. Okay, what else we have done deconsolidation, quality. So we do these steps, but we do these steps in a kind of a straightforward manner. We just go back and finish it off. But what if you want to track the time taken, when was the packing started, labeling started. You want to track any consumables were consumed in the process. Okay, and you want to basically have a instructions printed while you're so it's a very big kind of packing activity. You go to work center, you see the instructions, you see now I'm starting, you do that, you follow the instructions. Then you say, oh, I consumed 2 pieces instead of 3 in packing, 3 bubble paper wraps instead of 2. You enter that consumables quantity, you will declare, if at all they are validated, those much quantity will be reduced. So you see the instructions and you perform this activity. So basically, if you want to go in detailed tracking of your validated service activity, we created something called as VAS order. VAS order is created. So we have seen normal packing, but now we'll see packing. VAS order is seen. So VAS order, we can use it for kitting. I have activated that for kitting. So you'll see a VAS order. So VAS order is basically, an order number gets created, and it is basically dependent on pack spec. So we have seen several condition types for pack spec. So when a delivery is created, you have seen, whenever delivery is created, it looks at pack spec. In inbound delivery, it looked at pack spec and automatically created handling it. Okay. In outbound delivery, similarly, it is going to look at the pack spec. And if the condition type, so inbound delivery, the condition type was OIBD, correct? Now, the standard condition type for pack spec for kitting is OVSO. If you have maintained this condition type in the pack spec, then in OIBD creates handling units, OVSO will create a VAS order. And then when the order is created, then in the work center you can see that order. So when we go into the system, we'll also look at the pack spec, which will generate a VAS order. Now you can choose, if you want to do kitting without VAS order, you can just simply ignore it. Okay, I've just added kitting, just added this so that you can see a VAS order, how it looks like. See, VAS order is an add-on. Most of the warehouses, they don't like it. That's why, I'm just taking it at the end. It's not a, I would say, prime process. Not all warehouses. I'm not, frankly speaking, I haven't implemented. We have shown it to many customers. We haven't implemented anywhere. The reason is, packing has to be immediate. Most of the time, the warehouses, they like it on the scanner. It should be quick, fast. Adding more details, it's not required. But just take an example of a company like, medical equipment. They make medical equipment. Their parts are very few. They just make 1 or 2 finished products. But the packing that they do is it's very packing or whatever activity, assembly activity, whatever they do in a warehouse or kitting activity, it's very cumbersome or it requires, very lot of detail. And, that's the, like, if you want to track the efficiency of warehouse, you get the details and tasks, how the tasks are moving and, how the time taken and who did how much activity. But here, in case of packing, if you want to go in that much detail, those kind of companies I've seen, they have used VAS. But otherwise, normal manufacturing company or medium scale, small scale companies will never use it. It's also a feature which is advanced license feature. So, but yeah, specialized industries may use it, and they may use it, and they may also do some enhancements straightforward. It looks very simple. Maybe they would like to give their own company's flavor to it. Yeah. So let's look into the system. Once you look, and you can then correlate what are the touch points at POSC, and how at which points it is different than POSC. It's a kind of an extension of POSC. These two.
So Rohan, I have just one query on the kitting. So first of all, for the kitting, bill of material is definite, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. So now, in case of the family pack, right? Now there's a scenario where you mix match by adding one or more than one product, right? So that cannot be classified as a kitting. That can be classified under the VAS order, right?
Why you would like to do that? I don't understand the question.
So what happened? Now, when you go to any retail store, you got a family pack of ice cream where you got a flavor of chocolate, you got a flavor two chocolate, two vanilla, and two strawberry, and they are packed in one box, right? So now that is a family pack, right?
Okay.
So that is a family pack where you have a mix match of products. Right? Now, it's a form of kitting as well, but it's not a form of kitting. So and when it comes now in the warehouse, when we receive the individual product, right? We receiving a pallet of chocolate, we receive a pallet of strawberry. Now we are making a family pack. We are opening the pallet and we are making the mix match, right? So that should be classified as a VAS process, or it should fall under the kitting.
Kitting. VAS is packing, but kitting is where you maintain the relationship. That one box, let's say in one box there are 10 ice creams, 2 strawberries, 1 vanilla, 1 hazelnut, and 2 something else, choco chips. So, for example, your quantities may vary. Will system know, how much you have to pack in a family pack, and so in this case it will be kit. Your kit item header will be like a family pack ice cream. The items will be these types of ice creams and their quantities. So when you raise an order for 10 family packs, proportionate quantities of the child items will be picked, taken to work center, and then you pack them. You create a kit, and then you can store it, or you can send it.
So it is again the kitting. Okay. And one more scenario. Sometimes we got a promotion as well. We are just doing brainstorming. Maybe not the right valid. So what we do, we send one product. We get you buy one get one free, right? That kind of, and that comes whole as a pack. So that will be again classified as a kitting. But right?
See, you would like to use kit, not one of a case. You're maintaining so many master data, you're maintaining so many POSCs and intermediate steps. So if it is one of a case, then better take the items and goods issue them. Enter the components manually and then goods issue them. If it is going to continue, you're going to continue to produce them, store them, or continue to prepare them in that group form. It's better to make them.
Thank you.
One question here. Now we discussed, right? 10 pick it from pallet and pack it and again send it to respective location. See, in that kit order and VAS order, both will create, right? Or only kit order? See, when we pack...
There's no kit order. VAS order, see, don't get confused. I'm showing you VAS with kitting. You can use VAS for normal outbound also. You can use VAS for deconsolidation. You can use for quality. You can use for packing. You can use for any...
No, my question here is, Yogan, see, we are going to pack, anyhow, we are going to pack the material back to the product, right? That time, see, when pick the product, the kit order we create. When pack the product, the VAS order we create, right?
See,
based on the back.
There is no kit order.
Okay.
There is no such object system. Only VAS order.
But kitting through or delivery only, right? Kitting through delivery only.
Delivery only, yeah. Delivery is the project.
Okay. Fine. Thank you.
So let us see. I have, with the help of my sales team, I had created, couldn't find them yet. So I'm using an order for previous warehouse. So let's see, this is a kit material. Okay. And these are the components. So if you see, there is a CSO3 as sales BOM for this. I think is P8 BOM usage, I'll say 5, which is I think a sales BOM. So here you can see these are two components similar to a BOM, just the BOM type is 5, sales and distribution. So this BOM brought in these components, and then see what we need. See, standard SAP kit header, this is the item category. The kit component, this is the item category. It is very important we get the right item categories for the header and components. And the entire process depends on this item category determination. So we need the sales team to be spot on with the item categories. So the moment you add this material, these components will be added. So now when we create the delivery, okay, you will see how EWM or will recognize the header and child. So you create a delivery
here. See this. What is schedule line category for this?
For this item category.
Schedule line category. I'm talking about schedule. See, that will decide the movement type, right?
Yeah, the movement type will be same.
Okay.
C and standard.
This is C and
okay. The movement, there's no change in the movement type.
Oh, no change in movement type.
See, the movement type will be different for the components, but for the child, it will be same. We'll see the movement type for the child. For the component.
Fine, sir. See, actually, you told in different item category, right? That is why I'm thinking that movement type may be.
The movement type will be different because see, why the movement? Say for the header, it will be same. The customer, the header, will see the movement type here. So header will be issued against 601, normal outbound. But the components, okay. So components also you're going to issue them, okay. But you're not going to charge customer 3 times, right? You're not going to charge him for this, and this, right? This basically, these two are part of this. So you have to only charge customers for this. So that will be taken care of, in the invoicing. This item categories will take care of it. So what I'm doing just to have some data ready. I'm just data available. I'm just using some of the quantities. So it got distributed. So again, the item categories are there here. This delivery. Let us see.
Sir, one more question. This is a standard item category and schedule line category, right? No customs.
Standard.
Okay. Then they create separate item category and schedule line category. They assign to the same movement type. Okay, fine.
Okay, now if you see here, there are 2 child items. SAP has recognized based on the item category that there is these are child, this is the header. These standard item categories, they are laying their map, and these are the components. So now if you see here, quantity is also there. Now if you see here, system would have created a VAS order, and we'll see the pack spec, similar pack spec that we made in inbound. We'll go and see. Okay, my system is trying to reconnect. Can you hear?
Yes,
yes, Yogan.
Okay, yeah. I think the server is down, then not my connection. Time. Okay, looks like server is down. Wait for a minute. Remote computer has been turned off. Access key is working. So if you see here, system, we have created a VAS order. Okay, system hasn't created. Let me create it manually. There could be some setting issue. So we enter the delivery, we enter the delivery quantity, and we enter the pack spec. Okay, 188 is the pack spec which I created. It's not automatically creating. Have a look at it. This is the VAS order that has been created. So let me show you the pack spec here, the packaging specification. There might be some check somewhere, to automatically create the pack spec. So here you can see I have maintained the condition type OVSO for the header. So whenever this gets determined, system is going to create a VAS order. Like, I think this could be the reason we generally use this checkbox, right, for automating creating the handling unit. Similarly, there might be some place where, like, we use this HU creation to automatically create handling units. Similarly, there might be some place to automate the VAS order creation. Now, this is the work center. So, like, if you look at the work center has this additional option, kit. So let's look into the configuration. What is the work center type? So here we go, W028. You can see here the work center layout is KITO, kit to order. Let's go into the layout, W028 KITO. So you can see here the category is 8. Okay, this is execution of VAS. So your category should be 8, and then in the standard one you can see think there should be some icon to generate kits here. See, post kits, change kit. So in this case, all the kit ones are there, but the regular one that we are using for packing, the category which is general, I think those options are not there.
What sets ZaranTech apart in SAP corporate training? It's our unique blend of expertise and innovation. We offer customized courses tailored to each client's needs, ensuring relevant, targeted learning. Our vast trainer database brings you wisdom from the best in the field. Need resources? Access our extensive training material repository anytime. We are all about measurable results, providing detailed student metrics to track progress. And we don't just teach, we build community. Join our thriving social media network, connecting learners beyond boundaries. With ZaranTech, you are not just training, you are transforming your SAP expertise.
So for deconsolidation, for example, or for normal packing, we were using, let's use deconsolidation. Let's see. So deconsolidation, you can see the kitting ones deactivated. Yeah. Post components, post kits, all are deactivated. Change kit, all are deactivated. So these are activated for the VAS one. Okay. So you make sure you're using the right work center. The work center should have this KITO. So now that is one difference to our work center that we have been using in packing. Then you can see
this work. Sorry to interrupt. The work center layout will decide all this kitting and VAS process, or how it is.
It will determine
any other master is required.
You will determine what options you can see here. This is work center. You will see what options you can see. So normally when we did deconsolidation packing, we did not have this option. Now you get this option with this layout. It's just changing the layout of the work center screen.
My question here is for kit to stock, kit to order. See, any settings required in master data or master data level? Yeah.
Packaging specification is a master data. No other.
Okay. Then here this work center layout we need to be activate.
That's a config.
Config we need to do it. That's it. Only two.
We are still going through the process. I haven't completed it.
But this is only when you choose the add-on, right?
Yeah, it's only when you're using
the add-on services of VAS. Okay.
Yeah. You can choose not to have this. You can do it without VAS also. So what VAS does in any kind of evaluated server, it brings this additional sub-screen. You can see the VAS order here, and you can see the pack spec here. So like, just imagine the person is putting this on his screen. He's going to see the pack spec. He's going to print the labels, print the order details. So packing in a more detailed, a lot more detailed into the packing step. Yeah. So we'll come back to the order execution. Let us get the components to the work center first. So in like how we do in outbound, we have a creation rule. We take the parts and then POSC will take it to the work center. Here, like we were taking it to work center for packing, I'm going to take it to work center called as kitting. Okay. So here you can see system is only creating tasks for item 20 and 30. Item 10, the task is not created. Okay, because it has to be generated through item 20 and 30. So for header, I don't have headers in stock. Background noise.
Very funky.
So here you can see this is going to the kitting bin. Yeah.
Can you also show when you got time? Can you show the pack spec? So it should how it is looking, because you selected the pack specs, right?
Yeah. Let me move the components.
Sure.
Look at the pack spec and we will do the. So confirm the tasks. Let me go to the work center and let me go to the work center from the work center. Okay. So these are the components. They are there in the kitting work center. Now let's say here we go. Here you can see this preview can be shown on the screen. It can be printed, and then there will be a lot of step 1 do this, step 2 do this. All these things can be entered here. So I just created a very basic pack spec. So very limited information is available here. So let's imagine this VAS order status is very important. It's A at the moment, not yet started. Let's say I want to do this kitting. I have started. So I'll say start here on the work center. Okay, system will record the timestamp. I'll look at the pack spec and I'll start packing. Okay. If I post any components, if I post any, if I have to post any consumables which are there in my pack spec, I can just come here enter their quantities that I'm consuming. Okay. Here, if there are any components, those details can be entered. Any auxiliary materials like bubble wrap or something. Here, for example, let me put it into a handling unit. See, let's go back to a basic definition. We said always handling units are mandatory for POSC. Okay, so that's why I'm creating handling unit, and then I am packing them into a handling unit. Now, see, handling units are mandatory for POSC. Work center and POSC is mandatory for kitting. So handling unit itself becomes mandatory for kitting. Okay, so for the kit, we need to have a handling unit. So we need to pack the components into a handling unit first. Okay. Now what I will do is I have done the packing. Say took 1 hour or something. I've just done all my activities which were listed in the pack spec. I've entered the components. Now I'm ready. The kit is ready. So I'm going to say generate kit. So now look at this screen. Okay, there are only components here. Okay, so this kitting process will just do magic here. See, generate kits. You can see header material got added and the child material went into that header material. Okay, so until now we were only seeing the child material. The moment I said generate kit, header material got generated, and then the child material are also getting added. At this time, the status of the kit is B. I've done my packing and without variance. Status becomes C. I've completed my VAS order, completed my kit paper. So this all is recognized with the item categories. Guys, very important for kits is for this to work, for the structure to come. Your item categories, standard item categories, which are used, they should be spot on, yeah, from the ERP side. So then EWM item type will be, appropriate item type will be determined, and then based on that, these will work, these kind of functionalities will work. So I'll save it. Now I'll complete the pack step. I'll move this handling unit to staging area, and then I'll goods issue. I will save some time here. See, the VAS status would be completed. I will have to refresh this. I'll have to come back again into this. So now the picking is complete, packing is complete. We can move to staging area. I will show you one more. Let's see now. One more possibility. You can also goods issue from packing area. If you remember, I told you packing area, staging area and packing area can be combined in the storage type role. So I'm going to goods issue directly from the kitting work center itself. I made a kit and then, I've just handed over in person to the person at the gate. Yeah. So I'll just do a goods issue. There is no staging step here. My packing work center, like my staging, the work center, staging storage type also works as a packing storage type. Same way, this packing can also work as a staging. I have assigned dual role to my packing work center. So you can see now I've been able to goods issue this. So we have just goods issued the components. Okay. Now we got components and we have prepared the kit and goods issued. Now let's look at what has happened in the ERP system. Now the goods movement is posted. Yes. Okay, so the goods movement is posted. Now let's look at the material document. So make a note of the movement type. Okay. The child item.
Header 601, item 521.
The child item, this is the material. Okay, just ignore the first line. The child item got goods issued. Sorry, the main material got goods issued to 601. Okay, the child got goods issued with 601. Yeah, the other child got also goods issued with 601. But if you see during this whole process, we had stock of only the two childs. But we did have stock for the header. So basically, and here if you see the stock of the header material, we generated kit or we got header material added for the kit using kitting process. So the header material first got added in inventory using 521 and then it got goods issued using 601. So in this process, when you say generate kit, 521 got posted, the stock of the finished product got added, and then only we'll be able to do a 601. Because we don't have inventory of this material, it has to be added. That's why 521 got posted, which was not the delivery. Standard, SAP would recognize as a kitting process, and we should only be able to goods issue. If there is no stock, that is fine, because the kitting process is going to add stock of the.
Here one question, maybe it's relevant. See here, the WM tab is there, right? Please click the WM tab. Why movement type is 0 here?
WM. Which module we are using?
Hello?
Which module we are using? Are we using WM?
No, Yogan, that is my doubt. See whether the EWM interface, that moment type will update or not. That is my doubt.
No, EWM doesn't look into movement type at all.
Okay, then why it is, SAP is showing this is my question.
Okay, so this tab is for the warehouse. The moment you see a warehouse, you have there is a dummy warehouse, right? EWM. So whenever this W warehouse comes, whenever a ERP warehouse comes, this tab comes. But since SAP has done some setup here to see, if the warehouse is a warehouse, these things are not relevant, so they are blank.
Okay. See, what I was trying to ask you. See, in the WM configurations, the reference movement type is there, right? Based on that, system trigger WM tab movement type, and here in the middle document, system trigger based on that.
Have we done
But if there is no configuration setup, right? How I surprised how this tab is updating. That is why I was trying to ask you, but now I got it. There is no configuration setup, and it's showing as a 0 only for this warehouse reference. Okay, got it.
There is a change in mindset. You have to come out of WM. See, there is no movement type. You have to replace movement types with delivery integration. The movement types are not mapped. Delivery types are mapped. Your deliveries are created, and then they are mapped to EWM deliveries, and then movement types are simply taken from the deliveries, whatever is in the delivery in ERP. EWM delivery mapped, and then EWM there is process type, which is not linked to your movement type. Each delivery has its own process type. We did not have deliveries in WM. That's why we had to directly integrate the movement type. When you think of mapping, we are not mapping movement type, we are mapping deliveries.
Okay. But okay, you mean to say is in EWM warehouse process type, here this is, that movement type will trigger in ERP, right?
Again, no. Process type, what are the determination parameters of process type? If you remember, we created 1010, 2010. The process types comes, it is nowhere related to movement type. Movement type ends. Okay. EWM will never, it doesn't recognize no movement type.
No. I'm not talking about the EWM system. I'm talking about ERP box.
ERP comes from
how the link happens
from delivery item category, schedule line category.
Within the ERP. Okay. See, whenever the material document trigger from EWM to ERP, delivery type and item category, and based on that system trigger the movement type in ERP. Am I right?
That's correct. Okay. This movement type, we don't know. If I'm using decentralized warehouse, I don't know what is movement type.
Okay. Got it.
Only looking from a warehouse, I don't know what is movement type.
Your second child item in your document here, I can see there's a fourth one as well, right? Because
this is the header.
This is the header. Yeah. This is also header. Third and fourth, it should have for one more, right? Because you have child. Yeah. Oh, you had. That's fine.
So basically, kitting process is it doesn't end here. The accounting invoice verification SG team has to work a lot on the further details. So it is an integrated process, and they have to take it further from here with all the invoicing and the valuation and the settlement of their sales document. So this is how we execute kitting, and we also saw a glimpse of VAS. So I would recommend you to focus more on POSC first with your hands-on, and because that's used everywhere. But kitting and VAS you will see less application because depends on industry. But POSC you will see everywhere. So once you're more confident about POSC, then you can further start testing these two additional scenarios as well. Any other question?
Here, my one doubt here. See, now that work center layout configurations we activate and we do all these activities, right? See, in the kit order, can we make both POSC and LOC? Is it possible?
Yes. Why not? You can move it. You can have an intermediate area after kitting. I can take my components I can take my kit to another area, like staging, or another area, LOSC, where, for example, I'm keeping that. It's handling unit, right? It's nothing but handling.
That is why I have
to an intermediate area, and then from there I can take you to staging.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
So let me do a quick recap for you. Okay.
Okay.
So one is expected good receipt, we did discuss during production. Okay, one is master data. Yeah. So we don't need to send any purchase order, production order to EWM. Okay. Then the next one is master data. In decentralized, we need to do SIFing or IDOC, because we need to send.
That's okay. That I know.
Yeah. Then this is these are the main. Then master data also includes patches. Then we have delivery documents. So in decentralized, we have inbound delivery notification and outbound delivery request, 2 documents. So in inbound, we just have, when you go to PRDI, you just see 1 document, PRDI. But when you go to decentralized, you'll see a 3rd document, inbound delivery notification. So that's like a replica document. Once now the delivery is created, it first gets replicated to EWM, and then it gets converted into an inbound delivery. Now SAP has removed those 2 documents. You only see inbound delivery and outbound delivery order. Even though these documents were seen in the delivery, we were not using them.
Okay.